This place is absurd right now. There are so many people here. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah and I live in New York City. And tomorrow morning, I am going to be taking my first flight since the pandemic. Really since, I believe it was November 2019 was the last time I was on a plane. And I know for a while there, flying was really slow, but I've heard recently that things are ramping back up. So I'm just gonna document what it's like flying right now. So it is currently about 10 p.m. on Saturday, May 1st, and I'm flying tomorrow, May 2nd, out of LaGuardia Airport in New York City. I will have a layover in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then I'm going to a small regional airport in Tennessee to drive to my family's house in southwestern Virginia. As I've said before, I'm from a very small town, really in the middle of nowhere. I've got to go to this small regional airport and then still drive 2 hours once I get there. That's where this town is located. So I'm just gonna document all of that and we'll see what it's like. I hope it's interesting. Pretty empty in here. So I'm really awkward about vlogging in public. I feel so uncomfortable. So I just got to Charlotte. I didn't get to really vlog myself saying anything when I was at LaGuardia because I had a whole debacle getting there and made it just in time to get to my flight. It's like 1:30 right now and this is the first food I'm having all day. I'm starving. It's a, I don't know, some kind of bacon cheese thing from Starbucks. And I got Mango Dragon Fruit Refresher, my favorite non-coffee drink from Starbucks. But as I'm sure you noticed in the footage, LaGuardia was not crowded until I got to my gate. Security breezed right through out in just like the open atrium area, so there was nobody. And then I get to my gate and I feel like everybody who was in that airport was on my flight. So the plane was very crowded and it made me a little anxious, but it was all right. It was all right. It was a short flight. So now I have like an hour and a half until I need to be on my next flight, which is only going to take like 30 minutes. It's like a 30-minute flight from here. Oh, I'll also tell you about my debacle later. Editing Hannah here, realizing I never told you about the debacle in question. It really wasn't that serious. I never take the bus in New York, and I had to take the bus to the airport. I always take the subway, so I'm just not familiar with how it works. And I got on the bus in the wrong direction. And luckily I didn't go too far before I realized it. But then once I got turned around, I thought all was well, and I thought I was being so clever by putting in the exact American Airlines terminal into my GPS, and it wasn't actually clever. It told me to get off earlier than I really needed to, and then I walked and ended up at like an employee entrance, and I couldn't figure out how to get into the airport when the bus literally would have taken me to exactly where I needed to be if I just stayed on it till the end of the line. But you know what? It's all right. We know that now. I made it on the flight, and it was fine. Found a rocking chair. This place is absurd right now. There are so many people here. LaGuardia was dead, but Charlotte is popping. Also, I'm a little bit annoyed at myself because I was so hungry. I'm so hungry. And Starbucks was the first thing I saw. So I just ran and got that sandwich. But I feel like it wasn't enough and I'm still hungry. And I'm really considering buying more food, but I don't know. I don't know. I also got that refresher. And I could really use some caffeine. I'd like a coffee. But I'm not sure if, well, I can see another Starbucks from where I'm sitting, but it's closed, so I don't know where the closest open Starbucks is. This is absurd though. I was just gonna go sit at my gate, and now I'm in this random rocking chair because that whole area is so packed. On the actual flight, there was no food and drink service, which made me feel a little bit better. As starving as I was, and as much as I would have really loved those little pretzels, it was nice to know that like people didn't have a reason to just be pulling their masks down. I'm gonna do some work while I wait on my next flight. Hello. I'm getting more food. Finally, Robin is here. We're at the Cracker Barrel and I get to eat.
How am I doing over there about the lines?
I can't see the line. I can't open the door. You're in the line. That's my mommy. Changed plans. We're on our way to find different food because there was a wait time of 30 minutes because I guess that's what happens when you put a Cracker Barrel next to an airport in rural Tennessee. I'm gonna stop. I'm sorry I got really excited, but I got food that's half eaten now. Hello, it is the next day, and as I'm sure you can tell from the background, I have made it to my parents' house in Virginia, and I just wanted to wrap things up, talk a little bit more about the flight, outside of rushing around in an airport in a mask with a bunch of background noise. I meant to do this last night, but I was just so tired once I got here. I decided to wait till today. Overall, flying was fine. I think the verdict that I've come up with is that it was more crowded than I expected. And maybe I should have realized that with, more people getting vaccinated, that it was gonna be a lot closer to normal than it was a few months ago. But let's just go back and talk through it a little bit. So like I said yesterday, LaGuardia Airport was very, very empty. The check-in area didn't have all that many people. I got through security in literally like 5 minutes. It was super quick. But then it felt like everyone in the airport was on my flight. I did sit in a middle seat on a very crowded plane to save money. If I'd wanted to pay more for a better seat, I probably could have found somewhere without as many people around, but there were a lot of people on the plane in general, so I'm not really sure. For short flights, they're currently not doing any drinks or snacks. You're supposed to leave your mask up the entire time. There is an announcement about it. They did say on my flight, I flew with American Airlines, they did say if you did need to eat or drink something that you could briefly pull your mask up and down and do that. Once I got to the Charlotte airport, it was way more packed than LaGuardia was. I don't know why. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is behind that, but it was very packed. My second flight, though, was on a very small plane. This was literally a 25-minute flight, and it had a row with 2 seats and then a row with 1 seat, and I was in the 1-seat row, so that felt a little bit more COVID safe to me. Overall, decent experience. People were wearing masks like they were supposed to. But yeah, overall, pretty mundane, normal experience. I hope this video wasn't too boring. I had to come up with something to do for a video that went along with just what I was doing in life, because I've been very busy. After doing the 2 videos a week in April thing, I wasn't really very far ahead with my filming at all. So this is what you get this week. Next week's video will be back in New York, normal content. But I do really hope that if you are flying soon and just curious, that this was helpful and informative for you. I'm going to spend the next week hanging out with my family. I've missed them a lot, so that's very exciting. Later this month, stay tuned for some more informative New York content. We've got another neighborhood guide coming up. Leave me your guesses as to what neighborhood it is going to be, and let me know any neighborhoods that you want to see me do a guide on. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for new videos every Saturday. Of course, the air just kicked on right now as I'm ending this. Stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.